Joe, you must be pretty proud of that performance last night.
Yeah, very good performance. I was really thrilled the way the senior players stepped up. We said after the first game they needed to, and they've started to do that. So from that point of view, it was very pleasing.
What was the most pleasing thing? Was it the start, Gibbs and Sean?
Yeah, I think so. I thought the maturity of Sean Marsh's innings was really significant. And then Herschel Gibbs, he's a party man. He comes out and plays, and he played without any inhibitions last night. That's how he plays his best. And then Alfonso Thomas, I thought he was just, I've said it before he got here, he's an extraordinary one-day and 2020 bowler. So I thought he was excellent. I thought Michael Beer was excellent. Brad Hockey, everyone played a part in last night's win.
What about Sauce? He's probably been the former Australian player, or one of the former Australian players in the competition. Does he deserve to be considered for the 2020 team, that's the Australian 2020 team that's coming up?
Yeah, he'll be considered. I think he's got as he knows, he's got a fair way to go. He's got to earn his trust back and faith back in West Australian cricket and Australian cricket. And he's very aware of that. I mean, his maturity's been great for the last couple of weeks. So, he'll keep knocking on the door, but I think he's got a way to go yet.
Has he done everything right since you've come on board?
Oh, he's been excellent, yeah. Sean Marsh has been excellent, as I was expecting him to be.
How much do you think it's been mental with him? Obviously, it was a tough couple of months, and then he just seems to be playing with so much confidence now.
Yeah, confidence is a great thing, but a lot of people don't recognise it. And I said it a few weeks ago that it was not that just about 12 months ago. Australian Test debut, 100 on debut. It's like, wow, that's all my dreams happen in one day. So then it's really hard to come back from that, as silly as that might sound. So he's really maturing. He's very focused on where he wants to go, on and off the field. So that's why he's getting performances on the field.
Just on Alfonso Thomas, we didn't really know that much about him before he came over here, but you recruited him, right? You rang him up and really wanted him to come over. What did you see in him that was so crucial to this team?
Alfonso Thomas would be my first pick in any team I've ever got, because I know how good he is at the death in one-day bowling, one-day cricket. He bowls so well at the end. He can bowl with a new ball, but most important, this is his attitude. His attitude is he's like a little street fighter. He's great in the change room. He's a fantastic person, but he'd be my first pick in almost every team.
Just a word on your ex-teammate Hussey coming back to WA potentially. What do you think?
Yeah, hopefully. Look, I got quite tingly yesterday when he told me he was retiring. He rang me in the morning to let me know, and I was surprised actually. But as he explained it to me, it made perfect sense. He knows. I've said it with Gilly, and I said it with Ricky Ponting, I said it with Matthew Hayden. You just know when it's time, and he's probably known for a while now, and he's been trying to fight that feeling. But as soon as it's on your mind, I remember David Boone saying to me, if you're even thinking about retirement, you're probably a lot closer than you think. And I retired the next day. I think Huss has been fighting it for a long time. Now he's made the decision, courageous decision, but a good one.
Does it make any difference when you're playing so well, like you were at the time when you retired? Is that tougher to say, okay, I'm going to quit, but I'm still playing so well at Test cricket?
Yeah, but it is most definitely, because you always think you can eke out another couple of Test hundreds or another 5 or 10 Test matches. But having said that, you hear it often. It's almost a cliche now. Not many people get to end with a fairy tale, and he will. He'll go out on top. And what better way to do it? I mean, he's had a great international career, so he goes out in a bit of a fairy tale finish, and he won't recognise how important that is probably for another 3 or 4 years, but it will be important for him.
Will you try and encourage him to play on next year for WA?
What do you reckon? Yeah, most definitely. I think I'd be surprised. I mean, I can't talk for Mike Hussey, but I'd be surprised if he can just, knowing Mike Hussey like I do, I'd be surprised if he can just go cold turkey. I think a couple of years for West Australia would be a great thing for everyone.
Well, you did it yourself. Was that a worthwhile experience coming back and playing a year of Shield cricket?
Yeah, I did, and then I had 3 years of county cricket as well after that. So, and they were great years in my cricket career. So, from that point of view, it's up to Huss obviously, and he's got a lot to think about. He's got the rest of this summer to think about first, but certainly be trying to talk him into it.
And just a word on Tony Greig, if we could. You would have had a lot to do with him over the years.
Yeah, it was a very sad day yesterday. I didn't always agree with everything he said, particularly when I was playing. He was a pretty tough judge, but off the field he's a really nice bloke. I had a beer with him in Dubai in the 2020 World Cup, and he was trying to help us work out how to play Ajmal and the Pakistan spinners. So really good bloke, and very passionate about the game of cricket. Just a fantastic bloke.
Do you remember anything of his playing days or anything?
I just remember, I remember in the World Series days just his combative attitude, and he always took on I think that's why the Australians respected him, because he took us on, and we always respect people who take us on, and he was never afraid to. That puffed his chest out and got in our faces a bit, and that was Tony Greig, probably in the commentary box and on the cricket field. So that's why I think Australians respected him so much.
Just on the flip side with Huss, is it a concern that with Huss now retiring, we may not have a West Australian in the Test team, apart from Mitch, who obviously is in Queensland to start with, but no WA developed players in the Test team?
Yeah, that's one of our roles though. One of our roles over the next couple of years is to make sure we have got some boys coming through. I think we've certainly got some potential. And look, that's something, we haven't had great success in West Australian cricket for some time now, and one of the byproducts of that is you don't often get too many Australian representatives. So we're really very focused on changing that.